everybody, and welcome to the first and I think the last ever unboxing, the most intriguing unboxing ever of this channel. Abe mask unboxing. Yes, I got it in my house too. The wonderful, unique two masks that Abe Shinzo, the government, sent to each family. So we are talking about 126 million of Japanese people, if we consider people living alone like me, or family with 3-4 people. Maybe we can consider 50 million shipping of these. So I'm going to unbox it with you. And the first thing that I notice is that I can read here in the back. Then here is written that the state of emergency has been declared for some reason of Japan. It means that this has been created before the declaration of state of emergency for all the country that happened just like 1 week later. So if we went in state of emergency in 7 prefectures, I think it was April 6, maybe April 7, yeah, and just something like 1 week later we had the state of emergency in all the country. And yeah, let's go, let's unpack it. So maybe because it's just my job, maybe because I'm that kind of person, first thing that I tried to do when I saw it was like, okay, how much did this cost? We have a plastic bag. So this thing, yeah. And then we have two masks. Each one of them is in another plastic bag. And then we have this pamphlet. Is a, I guess it is a A5, sorry, a B5 size. Yeah, should be a B5 size. So a bit smaller of a normal sheet, paper sheet for printers, just a bit smaller. On 4 sides, so in 4 colors. Is how we call usually this kind of printing. And inside we have a message for every one of us, a QR code linking to the FAQ. Then we have, oh, these masks can be washed, so there's one page saying how we have to wash it in 2 liters of water with 0.7 gram or of soap, and how many times we have to wash it, how many degrees. It has to be a 40 degrees hand wash if you are interested. No iron, no dryer, only hand washing, 40 degrees. And then what we have to do in our lives every day, so wash our hands, be careful of the elderly, sleep a lot, check our temperature every day, and what about the hospital? Don't go directly to hospital, but call before. Yeah. And then how to use the mask. I just would like you to notice that the mask, the images just show a baby girl, a young girl, while what every person that already got it in Japan posted on SNS is that these masks are one size, so they don't fit everyone's size. But let's try it. Let's open another film. And here we go. Oh, it's big. Why? Oh no, it's small. Yeah, I can see that is you can see that there's space here. So if I bring it very down, my nose can come out. So yeah, I have to do it like that. And there's just a bit of space. No, it's not so small in the end. For my face, I'm lucky because I have a quite small face despite my very big body. But yeah. So let's say that we have 50 million set of these. We have this paper. I would say cost of this kind of thing, this is for my experience from my job. Cost of this kind of things vary of the number of printing that you do. Let's say that they printed 50 million. It could be also a few yen for this because 50 million copy. And I don't know if government does some. So let's say that they spend something like 1 yen. Let's say 1 yen. 1 yen for, no, 5 yen at least. 5 yen for something like that. Let's say 1 yen for some of this. Let's say 1 yen each for this. I will never say 1 yen for this, but we have, let's say that everything in total costs 20 yen, one set. Then you have the manpower, because you buy separately each bag for this, and the printing, and then you have people putting together in the same order 50 million set. Let's say that in the end, one of these, including the manpower and the shipping and everything, cost 50 yen. Let's rapidly do 50 yen for 50 million. I don't want to say a stupid number, so I will check with you. 50 yen for 50 million people. Yeah, is 2 billion and 500 million yen. That is like €250 million. A bit less. Let's say dollars. $250 million. Something like that. They use $250 million maybe to send to people 2 masks. The very interesting thing is that I got 2 masks, and that's one person in this house. Family with 4 or 5 people got 2 masks as well. So they have to choose who has to wear. If mother and father both has to go to work, they need to use this, right? So children can't go to school, can't go anywhere. The school are closed anyway. But they could have used that money for something a bit more clever, I think, for the economy. Another thing it has been settled is that every resident in Japan will get about $1,000, 1,000 euro, about 100,000 yen each. The condition for this is to be registered to the something that's called Juminki Hondaicho. That is the register of the residents in Japan. That's the condition. And the very nice thing was the discussion before this decision, because before they were considering giving $3,000, yeah, or euro, 300. I'm doing 111, but it's not the correct proportion. So let's say 300,000 yen. For who really had the need, bad economic conditions after coronavirus. Then someone said that it would be too difficult to decide who needs, who don't, and all the examinations. So they say, okay, let's just give $1,000 to everyone, just if they are resident in Japan. Before that, it was a very interesting conversation among people on the internet, including myself, because they use the word kokumin, jumin, kokomin. They use the word for citizen, Japanese citizen. And everyone, of course, immediately was like, so what? Foreign people, even living in Japan and working in Japan, won't get this money. I think this was a problem, a linguistic problem, because the official word to be used in that moment, of course, was people living in Japan, but they used the word citizen not on purpose. I think it was just because it was the official word for that, and then they had to specify because people felt that were not inclusive, and so they specify resident in Japan. The very nice thing is that I will get this money, but even Abe Shinzo will get this money, and even his wife, and even Gact, and even the most famous actor or billionaire in Japan. Everyone has the right to get this money, independently or their incomes or their economical situation. That's something I don't feel right. I mean, it's like if you're in your country, the I don't know, the teacher who earns, I don't know, really I don't know in America, let's say Italy, the person working in I don't know which kind of I really don't know the wage of people in other countries, but let's say a person who gets 1,000, usually getting $1,000 per month for living, and then suddenly don't having any income. For them, another $1,000 would mean to pay the rent for maybe two months. And at the same time, Trump gets the same money. And maybe in one night his wife can use it to buy a Louis Vuitton or something. No, maybe not even enough. I mean, I understand the thing to say, okay, let's give to everyone the same condition, right? But at least to decide a limit of year income. I don't know, maybe I'm too much a left-handed person. Not left-handed, left. My political beliefs are left side, but I don't know, I think this is very, very stupid somehow. Anyway, just giving some figures. As everyone knows already, Japanese government was hiding figures for sure. Now it's so clear because they are still hiding figures, but we can see now that we had something like few hundred people at the end of March, few hundred infected at the end of March, including the ship. And somehow, after they say that the Olympics were shifted to next year, postponed to next year, in something like 3 weeks, we have now 13,000 infected. Of them, 2,500 are getting well, get recovered, and 350 are dead. So it's so clear what happened here, and it's so sad that people are dying, still now are dying for pneumonia, because they are registered as pneumonia because they don't do tests to people, and it's clear that these people are dying of coronavirus, and still government is not saying, okay, we have admit defeat. Now we are checking at least to say the real figures, because it's not possible to think that we have only these figures. I mean, Japanese population is 126 million people. 13,000 is really too much few people. Someone wrote, what's it? No. So there's something strange, something going on and not clear, and not having the real figures doesn't let us understand what's going to happen. What is quite clear is that the state of emergency is not going to finish on May 6th. Likely is going to continue until end of May. The point is that not being locked down, people are going out, trains are crowded, people are going to their companies, and everything is continuing like before. I live in a very, how can I say, isolated part of Asakusa. That is not like Shinjuku or this place or Roppongi. Asakusa is the very touristic place, so you can imagine that it's very quiet at the moment. And I live in a very, how can I say, not isolated, but I really have old men and old granny all around myself, just families and old people. So it's not a crowded place, but I can see from my balcony every day people doing sport, walking, 2-3 of them. Just last week, I saw the worst thing ever. I saw an old woman, granny, without mask, pushing the wheelchair of someone with the mask at least. So the very weakest situation ever, and meeting other people by street, very narrow street. In the 2 minutes that I was looking down, I thought at least I saw at least 10 people, 15 people. I think this is very, I can't understand this honestly speaking. And I also get some very, very awful stories about people who contracted the coronavirus and didn't have the chance to be checked. I just report one. This is about a foreigner lady. As you know, we have several numbers as I think in every country, but it's very hard to find someone that really speak English. And also, if you have, not every hospital accept, of course, coronavirus people. Also because most of the coronavirus in Japan exploded inside hospitals, because Japanese people are not foreseeing people. They always wait for something to happen to do something. They are not good in prevention at all. And what happened to these girls is a story of a girl speaking about her friend. Her friend wasn't even able to breathe, had a very, very big problem, tried to call the emergency number, no one answering, no one going to her. She couldn't even speak in any word of Japanese. So these people, let's say a person A, calling for in behalf of person B, tried to call so many times, so many numbers. It took 3 or 4 days to have the chance to check her breath and to I call CPU, no, the device that can find the coronavirus, let's say X-ray, something like that, yeah. And they didn't want in any way to accept her or her to go to the hospital. We are not talking about the test for coronavirus. They didn't want to do any other exam, even if they knew that exam would find at least if coronavirus chance or not. And in the end, she was like, okay, my friend is going to die tonight. And they were like, okay, we can tell you the hospital where you can have your friend visited, but you have to swear to don't say to anybody where this hospital is, because if not, people living around will go crazy about the fact that in that hospital there is coronavirus. So no one has to know that here we accept people with coronavirus. And that friend of her had to enter from a back door, not being seen by anyone. This is so much Japanese. This hurt me, because I'm proud of myself because I'm able to speak and live in Japan speaking in Japanese. That I can swear is better on my English. But the thing that really leaves me speechless is that in this situation you're not helping people There's no support for who's not able to speak Japanese. As always, Japan is not ready to foreigner people in this country, to accept them and support them in any way. And also I can see how much hard it is for anyone to get checked, because also Japanese people write a lot of posts on SNS or something explaining how much difficult it is to be checked. People are dying. Even after people are dying of pneumonia, they don't check if it was or not coronavirus. And about the $1,000 that anyone can get, the 100,000 yen that everyone can get, the most funny thing is that, of course, many websites, I have to say realestate.com is amazing. I suggest people living in Japan to check realestate.com, because they provided the translation of the document that of course comes in Japanese, the submission form that you have to submit to get your money. Because the process is that everyone get at the address they are registered to the submission form, the paper. They have to fill it, to go to post office. So they are asking you to stay at home, but you have to go out from your home to get in a place like a post office that can be very crowded in this period, as you can imagine, if anyone goes at the same time, and to post. I'm not sure if you have to go to post office or you can just put in the post box that you have in the town. I'm not sure of that. Anyway, and realestate.com provide the translation. So even if you're a foreigner, you understand what you have to write. The condition is that you have to be registered in the resident register. Yes, register by April 27. Now, I got from Italian embassy a mail on 24 saying to me that since I'm registered, of course, in the network of the Italian embassy, saying to me that we had to sign the document, that would happen at this moment, that the content of the document is some information. Great. But the only thing that the email was saying is, you have to be registered, blah, blah, blah. So my immediate question was, okay, how do I know that I'm registered? I'm inside this register. I'm inside this Jumin Nantara. How I do not know. Since in Japan, I'm not sure if it's the same rule for Japanese and foreigner, but for foreigner, when you move from an address to another, you have 2 weeks to register your new address to the proper office. And of course, as soon as I moved to this apartment, I immediately went and registered. I changed all my address on the visa, on my drive license. I changed all the address immediately. Also because I have to provide to my company the change of the address. But I wasn't sure if this is enough, because I don't know what this register is. So I called the municipal office to ask if I had to do a special registration of just being inside this, just the fact that I changed my address at the municipal office included me in this register. And I had to talk with 5 different people saying, oh, I have to connect you with another person that's in charge of this, I have to call another person, and I repeated 5 times like a Carmina Burana, that's the, okay, don't explain now, like a lullaby. I have to say each time, hi, I'm living in Japan, I'm translating, I'm this and that, and I have to explain everything. And the last person I was talking to, I explained to her exactly as I explained before. For the money coming from the government, the requirement is to be inside the register and blah blah. When when I moved in this apartment, I went to the municipal office and registered. Am I inside this register or not? It's clear. And here comes the very Japanese skill or not understanding the need of the speaker. Because if we were in another country, they would know that what I need to know is to get this money, I need to be registered. I'm inside the register. When I moved to my new address and registered that address, is equal to be in the document. What the Japanese person here is, am I in that register? So what do you think she said to me? Since this is a personal information, I can't tell you if you are or not in that register. You have to come to our office to check if you are in the register or not. In that moment, my mind went blank. Really went blank, and I start shouting to her. In a moment like this of emergency, where your government and also my government at the moment is saying to stay at home and to be safe and avoid, as in this wonderful document, one of these is avoid crowded people, you are asking me to come to your office where maybe everyone is coming between Friday and Monday because it's the last day to change the address, that the highest chance that I have to get coronavirus from someone, to get infected. I'm not asking if Alessandra am inside the document. I changed the question. If a person, when moved to another apartment, go to the municipal office and register the address, automatically goes inside that register, or the Jumin Nanta, or I have to do another specific require for that register. No, if you moved your address, if someone moves the address and register to the the municipal office, the new register is automatically inside the other register. But for the money from the government, you have to call to speak with another person, so just wait in line. And I was like, okay, fuck you. Can you believe? I really say to her, musekini, that means irresponsible. How can you say to me something so irresponsible, like go to a crowded office to check? It was Friday afternoon. The office is open on Friday and Monday. Can you believe? And it's something that has been decided this week, so it's not like people had so much time to go to these offices. Because the document that comes at home comes to the address that you registered. So in my case, I even went to the post office to register my new address. So I'm super precise on this kind of things. So I'm okay, but this is how this country is facing the coronavirus. And as for job, as for work, my company is really an enlightened company. I have to say that I really do love my president. I think I said last time too, because really thinking to people, and is a very kind person. At the moment, many companies are trying to get some financial support from government. In exchange, they have to require the employees to take some vacation that are not the full paid vacation that are called UQ. That's the vacation that you usually have as a right with full salary for that day. But government required that company ask the employees to take kyugyo. That means suspension of work. So you are on vacation, but you don't get full salary. The condition from government is that companies at least ensure 60% of salary. My company is ensuring 80%. So I can see how much my company is thinking of people in this moment, and I'm grateful. So what happened is that we just have to take 6 days in May, and also very strict. They really say to us, don't absolutely work on these days because it's something required by government, not even email, nothing. You just stay at home and don't do anything. And also my company really forbid to go to the company. And they also decided already that we will continue to work from home until the end of May, even if the state of emergency is still fixed to May 6th, because they want to avoid that we can have someone also coronavirus spreading in our company. And it's a very, very enlightened way of thinking, I think. But many other companies, despite what's happening now, the figures that we have now, are still obliging their employees to go to work. There are some, of course, companies that need people to go to work, no need to say. I don't think that we could stay without, I don't know, grocery shop or, I don't know, doctors, clinics in Japan, of course. But for other kind of, for the kind of company also I'm in, for service, this kind of thing, they should require employees to stay home. Instead, they are saying come to the company. There was a Japanese person saying on SNS what happened to him, calling the company and say, I have 38, also 39 degrees of fever, I would stay home. Their answer was, we don't think you have coronavirus, so come to work. And he was like, I'm not saying I have coronavirus, I won't stay home because I feel sick. But this is how Japanese company works. I'm honestly speaking, I'm just looking from my veranda. It's almost 1 month I'm not going, not one step outside, aside from the garbage downstairs. And so I can't see with my own eyes, but I see my friend posting at 6 in the morning, crowded train. That's the worst situation in Japan to get infected, and people still going out. And the thing I hate the most, this fucking country, pachinko. You know what pachinko is? It's like how can I say, gamble? Yeah, it's gamble. You just put money and there's a ball going and you win money. Is pachinko still running? And I can tell you that pachinko is the most unsafe place in the world. It's a place where all the time, from early morning to late at night, you have this sound in your ears. You get very tired in many ways. You stay at, I think, 30 centimeters from another person. You can smoke there, eat there. It is completely full of smoke in a very, very heavy air. And people, since it's gambling and it's an illness, I've seen with my own eyes people lining up at 9 in the morning to come inside pachinko. That's open, let's say 10 to 10. We know what we're speaking about. So we are not stopped doing marketing or events, but people can go to pachinko. But even children, I mean, children don't go to school, but I hear all days downstairs in the 3-4 children from different families playing together. And everyone knows that children are the biggest way of contact, because they are not attentive to, don't put their finger in their nose, in their mouth. So it's the most dangerous vehicle of infection, unfortunately. And they leave children playing among themselves outside. They really think, or many people that I know, even my friends, my colleagues, I see like they say, the word is jishuku, no? That means refrain to go out. But they just go out, for example, they go out, they go to a cafe, they go to a restaurant, they go to a drive, to a walk, and then they go home and say, yes, I'm doing jishuku, because they are not meeting other people. They don't understand that go out is forbidden, because if you go to a restaurant, sit down, and that restaurant 3 minutes before you, a person with coronavirus sitting there and eat there, maybe you get coronavirus over there. If you push the elevator button and someone with coronavirus coughing in their whole hands and push the same button, you are taking coronavirus. And the thing that is astonishing is that I'm buying a lot online now, Amazon or other. I'm using some online shopping because I don't want to go out, as I said. And I see the courier coming without gloves. Almost everyone has the mask, but without gloves, just taking and bringing. And each time I just leave in my genkan, the entrance of my home, disinfect everything, and then leave it there 2 days, and then open it. It's so strange, this country, for this kind of things. Really, I don't understand how they can be so much irresponsible. And I don't know. Anyway, how much time I spoke today? 36 minutes. I was like, okay, today I'm not going 1 hour. So this is mostly what's happening. State of emergency is now in all the country until May 6. Good thing is that we saw a complete drop in reservation for Shinkansen and other trains and night bus for Golden Week. I was very scared of Golden Week, honestly speaking, and I'm still thinking that someone is moving, honestly speaking. I think that someone will leave from Tokyo and go to the country. I think so. Anyway, after May 6, likely the state of emergency will continue until the end of May. For that moment on, I don't know. We know just that we are going to take this money, and there's a very nice fight among Abe Shinzo, the prime minister, and Koike-san, Miss Koike, that is the governor of Tokyo, female governor of Tokyo. That are in the same party. They are both right politician, but they are fighting somehow. It's quite harsh, because I think that Miss Koike wants to be the next prime minister, and maybe she can, because she has a very strict attitude, stricter than Abe. Abe was very, very strongly, there was a very, very big polemics about how Abe staying at home in a very nice home, reading a book in his fancy clothes, not fancy, expensive clothes, and like to say, stay home, and everyone is fighting so much now, so it was a quite big polemic. But I also to say that I saw the funniest thing ever, because the first press conference that I saw from Miss Koike, another one of is her team, an old man, a politician of her team, was having the mask under the nose. So it was not covering the nose, only the mouth, and speaking at press conference. Very clever. And another thing that was very clever is that, of course, the journalists participating to the press conference were not even 50 centimeters one from another. There were a line desk, and sure, there was no one next to them, but they were in line one after another at 50 centimeters, like if they are not anyway somehow touching the same air. How can I say? While the last this was very funny. While the last time that I saw a press conference from Abe, there were chairs in a 1 meter distance, one from the other. So yeah, I think this is everything for now. I'm staying at home. My situation is, in March I worked at home. I just went outside a few times for some errands or a few things. From the last time I went outside was April 1st. I went to get my nails done because they are semi-permanent and I can't do by myself, and they are so long now that I have in very big trouble, but I have to stay strong. And I did a very big grocery shopping, so I'm still at home, not buying anything aside from Amazon and something. I have a combini, that's a mini market under my house, so when I go to throw away the garbage, I can buy some few things. And also to pay because I had my electric bill due for April 30, and also I have to pay my rent, of course. So luckily I can do everything by the combini that's downstairs. So I'm going in pajama. This is the nicest thing ever. I can do everything in pajama. This is my situation now. I'm cutting as you can see, I cut my hair by myself. That's why they are so strange, because I did it by myself. Yeah, you don't think they were nice? I did my best, because I don't want to go anywhere. I just thinking what I'm going to do with my nails or pet nails. Yeah, but I just need to endure. And my aim is to stay at home completely until the end of May. I think maybe I will go out just once to do a very big shopping again, because really I'm going to finish everything in few days, I think. And then I will stay home another month. I don't want to go anymore outside. Yeah, my aim is to stay at home, because it's the safest thing. And when you don't believe journalists, when you don't believe government, the only thing that you can do is to prevent by yourself, to be considerate, to be serious. I mean, I think we are not even in the worst situation if we consider that Donald Trump say to American people, why don't we try injecting disinfectant or alcohol in our veins to, yeah, sure. Yeah, and sanitizer in our veins to prevent, yeah, sure. You American really voted for that person? You're joking? Yeah. And yeah, this is what's happening. And I will stay home at least end of May, and I'm so happy staying home. I'm doing sport every day, not joking, every day, for at least 1 hour. I'm losing weight. I'm eating better. I spend so few money. I can't believe that aside from the rent, it's quite high. All Abe's money are not yet enough to pay the rent, 1 month of rent, but at least almost of it. And aside from my rent, I think, and the bills for my expensive, that of course my expenses now are only groceries and things, food or these kind of things, and some movies that I bought and some manga. I bought all the collection of Switch Girl. I think I use in total something like $300, not even more. And the other money, of course, are for bills, my phone bill and my electric bill and water and rent. But aside for that, I can't say that I'm saving money, but staying at home, I can face the restriction that, of course, also at job in an economic sense, we're affected by this coronavirus. And most of all, I'm so relaxed. My days are really in a very quiet flow. Of course, I'm missing going to cinema. I'm missing going to theater. But aside for that, not missing anything. Just that I'm not used to talk to people anymore, so as you can see I'm not able to talk in English anymore, but I think I won't be able to speak in any other language from now. Even when I speak with my parents, I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't remember Italian now, because I'm not used to speak with people anymore, just this, yeah. But anyway, I'm happy, because I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm at home, I have food, I have a house, and I have my sweet baby. I don't need anything now. But there are people in Japan, and especially in Osaka, there are a lot of homeless. Who's thinking to them now? In this Japan that really don't care about this kind of thing so much. There are many things that we should think of. People that really are suffering even when there isn't coronavirus. Very young girls in India that still are forced to marry at 13, 20, 12 years old. They are forced to marry 30, 40 years old men by their parents. There are girls in Africa whose clitoris is cut without any medical device. Still happening. There are so many things. India is still one of the most high rape rate in the world. American people, when they knew about coronavirus, went to buy guns because they like to kill each other, maybe so much. So it's still a violent and dangerous world outside. So at least what we can do now is to stay healthy and safe. At least the one of us that can still use their mind, and also the one of us that can do it now. Because if my company would say to me, or you come to work or you don't get money, I think I would go to work. Because it's true that if I go, maybe I can get coronavirus. But if I stay at home and I don't get any salary, I can't pay $1,050 each month for my rent, and $130 each month for electronic bills, and $120 each month for my phone, and $30 for the nail cut of my bed, and $60 for my nails. I can continue. This is something that I can afford because I have a job, and I'm lucky to be in a company that allows me to stay home. But there are people outside that have to go to work because the companies are bad, not people going to work. Companies that force people to go or day out. So let's be strong and let's be kind to each other. And I will let you know what happens in Japan. I will let you know how this mask was. I will use it in May, yes, when I'm going to have my monthly grocery shopping, and let you know. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with some other report about life in Japan with coronavirus. And I also noticed in my previous video, in the beginning I was saying coronavirus a lot of time, because in Italy we say virus. So I was saying virus, virus, virus so many times. I think it comes from Latin, and so yeah, you are wrong, American people. But anyway, I'm not American, just British also, English speaking people. But okay, we will call it coronavirus. Or maybe I will call it COVID-19. It's more, technical. Yeah, it's everything. Hope every one of you is safe, and sending love. Bye.